Hey, what's going on, Commish? I see you, man. What it is? It's the Commish radio show. Radio show. 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 I see you. What's up, Commission? What's going on? Miss Polly Jim, the fashionista. Okay. And I'm young strip on there, man. Young strip, nice. The Commish radio show. Radio show. It's the Commish. Tune in.
I know you're gonna dig this.
All right, that's it. The Commish Radio Show back again. You know what? We always say it's another Saturday, but guess what? We are right here at Commish Nation on a Wednesday. I have my Commish hoodie on because, you know, I was talking to a couple of cousins up in Muskegon, Michigan. I'd like to send a shout out to those people in Muskegon, Michigan that are looking at the Commish Radio Show, where you can catch us on fbrn.us. How can they tune in, Strip?
They can go to the website at www.fbrn.us. Click on the red stream. I almost say gray stream, but that's on Saturdays. So today on Wednesdays, click on the red stream, or you can download the free Fishbowl Radio Network app. Search Commish Radio Show, and you'll be right there on the red stream.
All right, and also there's an app out there. I never did get you the app. I'm sorry about that. The app. You found the app? Okay, tell them about the app.
Oh yeah, it's free. I always like to put that out there first. Every time you tell somebody to download the app, they're like, "Oh wait, hold on, how much is it?" Man, it's a free app. You download it from your app store on iPhones, Androids, tablets. It's Fishbowl Radio Network, and you'll scroll down to the red stream, and you'll see Commish Radio Show.
And you, speaking of free, we keep getting these phone calls that's coming in, so we don't want any more phone calls to come in, because the winner of the last contest, which was the Jim Austin online Commish Radio Show contest, in which 2 tickets to Cowboys of Color it's already over with. It's already over with. So congratulations to Tracy Underwood and Tramar Underwood. They won that contest. We have some more concert tickets coming up, and I know after our first break you'll be able to hear that drop that we recorded for Jim Austin online about the Arlington Music Festival. And I'm wearing my Commish hoodie. That's not free. No, you gotta pay for this one. You gotta pay for this one. But it's for a small but nominal fee of $50. So therefore you can look sharp, just like the Commish. You know, I only wear clothes that have my name on it, unless of course it's a suit. I'm working on that. But speaking of working on things in the community, we have as our guest Mr. Adam Bazaldua. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Doing
Thank
all
you for
right?
having me today.
Good to have you on the show, man. I understand you're back again.
I'm back again.
District 7. We met, has it been 2 years already?
Been 2 years, believe it or not.
Yeah,
2
you
years.
came out as a star in that campaign, it seems like.
Thank
You
you.
You came from nowhere. You know, you never ran for office before, right?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
And you caught a lot of traction and everything. Why are you running again?
Well,
And tell us about yourself. For those people who don't know who he is, let's go ahead and go start from there.
Well, my name's Adam Bazaldua, and I am a candidate for Dallas City Council District 7. My main focus, this platform, is about building coalitions. We have an opportunity. 2 years ago, the district, there was a consensus. We needed to make a change. We knew we needed to make a change, and a change was made. However, that fight hasn't finished, and it's time to continue to seek that change. I never gave up on our district, and I never planned to. And I think it's time for us to have adequate representation who is actually going to listen and then talk. Right now, we don't have that. We are treading water, and the communities within District 7 are looking to get things done by having to bypass the representation because we have somebody that's not willing to work with. And you know, I want to promote my campaign on building coalitions, and that's not only within the community and the leaders and the people that are activists and on the ground doing work already, but also with the neighboring elected officials. There is many missed opportunities, and I said this, it almost feels like deja vu to sit here and tell you some of the same things that were my concerns and other constituents' concerns 2 years ago. But it's time for somebody who's going to go above and beyond to build those coalitions and get things done.
Now, this time you're running against a incumbent city councilman.
I am?
Last time you ran against the incumbent city council person as well.
Yes, sir.
Same person?
Nope. This time we're going against Councilman Kelvin Felder. He did beat Tiffany Young, and now I seek to beat both of them because they'll both be on the ticket this time.
Fair enough, fair enough. Now, this campaign that you're running now, how is it going to be different from the last one?
Well, you know, a lot of people ask me what my intention is this time around. What is the work that I'm going to do to make it happen? And quite frankly, the work doesn't start now. And those are the politicians that I have a problem with. You know, for instance, you know, one of the candidates on the ticket, you don't have an outcome like you had last election and then disappear for 2 years and then show back up and act like you're a leader in this community.
Well, what are you talking about?
Well, I mean, if you lose the election, and you lose the election from not being responsive to your constituents, from not being engaged with the community, and then we don't see you for 2 years, and then you show back up around election season, that's business as usual, and that's the stuff that's got to stop here in Dallas. It's time for people, working class people, which is what our community is made up of. You know, our community, District 7 is so vastly diverse, and it's why I have so much pride in it. But I also think it's what the biggest challenge is that faces this district. With a constituency that is this diverse, it takes thoughtful leadership to make sure that everybody feels represented. Unfortunately, for decades, this district feels like they have to fend for themselves within the specific parts of the district and in certain communities. I'll give you an example. Okay. South Dallas, Fair Park, Joppy, right? All the way down along 45. That's in District 7. But we also have what I call the pizza slice in District 7, which is north of 30. And if you go up Ferguson Road and up Buckner, where they connect over by Truett Elementary and Bishop Lynch High School, this is essentially the tale of two cities that we've always known exist in the city of Dallas, but microed to our district. So if we're not going to have somebody that is willing to highlight that diversity and bring people to the table from all of these different communities to not only work together to accomplish common goals, but to also raise awareness, because I think that a huge part of why people feel like, well, they only represent South Dallas, or they only represent the eastern part of the district, or I don't even know why the northern part of the district's in that district. Well, that's because of a mentality that has been placed in our community.
Now, how is it? Now, you're going through all of the district,
Mm-hmm.
and you're explaining the north side, the south side. Explain to those people who are listening in now, what is the district comprised of?
So the district's comprised of majority minority population. We've got heavy Hispanic, heavy Black, and then we also have a very large senior citizen population. We definitely have Anglo as well, but it is a majority minority district. But you know, we have everything from race being a part of our diversity, to socioeconomic statuses, to religions, to the LGBT community. I pride myself in District 7 because I feel like I am District 7. I was born and raised in DeSoto, Texas, which is a very diverse community. My mom is white, my father's Hispanic, and the stepfather who helped raise me is Black. My sister is mixed, and I like to call Thanksgiving at my house Heinz 57.
Go back again, okay? Because people like taking notes at home now. Who's what now?
Well, my mom's white,
Okay.
my dad's Hispanic,
Right.
Mexican, and my stepfather is Black.
Okay.
My sister is mixed, just as I am, and you know, I always joked with my mom about Thanksgiving at my mom's house, because it was like United Nations. It was like
Right.
Heinz 57, you know. I started my professional culinary career living in Harlem, New York. I helped find the Harlem Restaurant Association. Have a lot of pride in that community as well. My wife and I moved back to Dallas to start a family, get closer to the back close to our other family. We lived downtown for a couple years until we could find where we wanted to plant our seeds, and now we've been in District 7 for 6 years. I've taught for 4 years at Wilmer Hutchins High School, and in the past 2 years I've been teaching at Skyline, which is in the heart of District 7. And quite frankly, the diversity that makes up District 7 is also the diversity that makes up my life.
That's a good point. Now, you mentioned all of that, and see, I've known you now for 2 years. I didn't know all that.
Yeah.
You holding out on me, man.
I did hold out on you. No, I'm going to be honest with you, and I think it's a good opportunity to take this opportunity to talk head on about, race relations. There's so many things that this city has been built on with impoverished racial communities, right? We know about the marginalized population probably more than any other community in the city. But with that mentality has come this mold that is supposed to be what leadership looks like. And I don't think that there's a mold on any leader. I think that the leaders need to represent the community. And as long as the voices in the community are being heard, that's how representation happens. So I want to make it clear that I'm a part of this community. And I know that there's probably some fears within specifically the black community that is he from our community? Because that's a lot of what's kept the South Dallas down, right? Is people coming into the community that don't belong there. This is where I'm raising my daughter. This is where I teach. This is where I try to impact the youth. This is what I call home. And I want to have a better home for the next generation, for my daughter, for the rest of the community. And again, this is a working class district. And if we don't have somebody that is also working class representing us, then where's the connection? There's also a disconnect there to have somebody that doesn't necessarily belong in the community.
You address race head on. Normally people don't address that.
Yeah.
You addressed it head on. So I commend you for that. How else can you build bridges?
Well, just as an example, with my career as an educator, I'm a firm believer that the youth is our future, and it starts with them. And one of the things that I'd like to see more of is our city leadership taking on a more supportive role to our trustee. I understand that those are two governing bodies, and I'm not running for school board. But I am invested in our youth just as much as I hope everybody in the city of Dallas is. And in order to ensure a better city of Dallas, we have to focus on that generation. So I think that we lack a lot of collaboration with the school board and support and more programs for our youth, more community engagement. There's a lot of beautification projects that I started talking about 2 years ago when I ran that doesn't require the city to get it done. It requires boots on the ground and someone that's willing to put in the work. So we have some awesome high schools in our district. We have some great student programs that would be happy to be involved if given the opportunity. So, I worked on the task force with Trustee Bernadette Nuttall, and I'm also an appointee now to Trustee Henry. And I look forward to working with him closely going forward to make sure that we are given the best opportunity and the most opportunity to our youth.
Now, what's the task force called?
It's the DISD District 9 Task Force.
And what is the responsibilities of that task force?
So it's a task force that's compiled of community leaders, teachers, parents, and essentially the trustee comes, and it's a lot of a listening session for him. I think that, and it was for Trustee Nuttall as well. I think it says a lot to have elected officials that create a platform to just listen. And that's a lot of what I plan on doing. When I say building coalitions with my campaign, that's not a buzzword. I'm not trying to tell somebody something that they want to hear. The work's already started. I've sat in living rooms with people that are doing work throughout our district. I have been building relationships with people that have so many good ideas and do have their boots on the ground working. And I think that they need to be at the table. So when I take this seat in June, I hope to already have this coalition built and start bringing them to the table and start listening. We don't have enough of that.
Okay. When we come back, and let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, I want to hit you up on gentrification.
Yeah, awesome.
Gentrification. That's always the question. Anytime that we're dealing with South Dallas and Oak Cliff, is gentrification. What are we going to do? As I've often said, when you change the name of a street, well, you're going to change the complexion, literally, of everything else in that community. If you're tuning in to the Commish Radio Show, you can also tune in to the YouTube channel, because we have the YouTube channel called Ed Grade the Commish, where you'll be able to see a lot of this replayed back again, and also BPEN TV as well. Let's run those drops and we'll be right back.
The Arlington Music Hall presents 2 nights of March Jazzness at the 3rd Annual Arlington Jazz Festival, March 1st and 2nd at the Arlington Music Hall, 224 North Center Street in downtown Arlington, right next to Bates Chicken. On March 1st, the awesome Norman Brown comes to town.